I think we're ready.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it's evening.
Evening?
It's evening.
Good evening. I think
I didn't
6
know.
is evening.
Something like that.
No, I think this is about right. Evening. Um. So yeah, Sierra's back in Florida. I'm back in Florida. Sarah's back in New
Back in
York.
New York.
How you
Back in
feel
New
about
York.
being back in New York?
Don't ask me questions you don't want the answer to. It's it's going. You're in New York, you're surviving. So it's the same feeling. You just gotta have like the different mentality.
Well, you got a new hairdo.
True.
Yeah. I got a new attitude too.
Oh,
Damn.
She's bringing the Florida to New York.
heard that.
I definitely did.
Heard that.
I definitely did. I can't wait to go to this family event tomorrow. I'm gonna have an amazing time just cutting ass in my head.
She said cutting ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sheesh.
So
And
yeah,
talk a little bit. Hold on.
episode number 2.
Yeah, it
Right.
is episode number 2.
It correlates perfect.
Yeah, facts.
Episode number 2. Number 1
Epis-
did pretty good, right? Put up a few days ago.
Pretty proud of it. Pretty proud of it. This episode, we're coming to you more with like a little bit of a, with more of a topic of more, direction with this episode, just to bring awareness to mental health. I think that that's a really big deal.
Make sure you talk to the
It's a
mic.
really big
Yeah.
deal. Um, and it's what we've been doing. It's been our the main topic in our house for some time now. But yeah, um, I don't even know how to start this conversation. Usually for us it just kind of flows, but um
Well, you had questions.
I do have questions and I have my questions right here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with my questions. The first question is, what is healing your trauma? What is healing first of all? What is healing? Do we all know what healing is?
Yeah. Even
You
understand.
know, I actually seen a video a while ago. Well, not that long ago, like recently, like in New York. And it said something about like healing is like it was kind of breaking it down. Like people always say, "Oh, go love yourself," but nobody ever tells you how to do that. And basically, it's literally just cutting out all the things that you don't like to live your happy life, to live the life that you want to live. Get rid of toxic people, going to the gym, treating your body the way it should be treated, and what's best with you.
Yeah.
So healing,
Well, I think a
again,
big part that you're
so
missing
very
is
vague.
what are we
Yeah.
healing from?
Right,
And
right, right. The healing isn't even the self love yet. Like it's
yeah,
not there yet.
Right. You're right.
we
I
yeah.
was about to say healing is self love, but nah. I think
Right.
before you even get to healing is once you have self love, then you can start to heal.
Yeah.
Then you can start the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think self love is like, especially for us people pleasers.
Ooh, so hard.
Um, yeah, before because we gotta hit that reality first.
Yeah.
That acknowledge
Why?
that people pleasing and how bad that is, right? How destructive it could be in your life.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being selfish and taking care of yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
I know that I was taught to be to not be selfish. So give your stuff away,
Mm.
or stuff like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah. But this all goes down to one thing, trauma. And that's really
Right.
what we're healing from. Um so yeah, so what is trauma? Let me Google this.
Trauma,
what's trauma?
I think, is the scars you have from the pain you've been through.
So Definition: trauma is the distress or frightened event that can cause lasting emotions and physical harm. Right? So that's what we're healing from. Our emotion, our
Experiences,
yeah,
physical.
abuse, abuse.
Yeah. Well,
Um, and you were gonna say something.
no.
Um, yeah, abuse. So
Mental and physical. They're both.
yeah,
They're both bad.
and not
No.
only abuse, but situations as well. Like you can have someone pass in your family, and that's a trauma as well,
Yeah.
Emotional.
right?
Yeah.
Still, like it still has effects on people's lives,
Yeah, for sure.
no matter which way you look. Like it's still like trauma. But
Hmm.
yeah, so we're healing from trauma. We're healing from what what we were taught, what we know, and that's very. It's not. It's spoken about, but not really spoken about when it comes to family. Like like
As a unit.
yeah, like dad, mom, siblings, that type of family. It's spoken about like with aunts, cousins, uncles. You know, the outside family, the extended family. But it's never. Let me not say that it's never, but it's rarely talked about when it's a unit, when it's the
I
house.
feel like I feel like that's true because it's too personal, you know.
Yeah,
Like people are trying to shy away from the family they're already in. That it gets
not that it's
too
personal,
close.
but you feel like you can't
No,
speak about
like
it.
yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
shy
Like
away
it,
from speaking about it. You don't want to speak about it. You feel like this is what you have to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you're looking at you live with mom and dad, right? And if mom and dad are not healed, then they're gonna teach you unhealed
Right.
shit,
Right.
and so that's part of it. Not talking about it, hiding, hiding, sweeping shit under the rug, leaving it for later. Not addressing issues when they arise,
Yeah.
um, and probably out of fear of like altercation, screaming, yelling, the the, the, the
actual
craziness
physical
that can
abuse.
happen. Yeah, the reactions of unhealed people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes crazy. Definitely. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And this goes into my next question, which is, what is the purpose of healing? Um, which I think you brought up some good points. These are things that this falls under the topic of core values, right? Your core values, what you believe in, what you think is right. Um, so you go through life, um, living what your parents taught you, living what your family taught you, TV, books, whatever you surrounded yourself with, you take that and you create your own core values with that. And some of that is or can be very harmful to you and to people around you, and that's the purpose of it, to protect yourself and to protect those around you, because you don't want to you, you're not out to harm nobody. Nobody's out to harm somebody else.
it's not your
um
intent.
right, that's not your intent to be that bad person. You're just doing what you know, and it's it's hard to get out of that. It's hard to reteach yourself new life lessons.
Well, you gotta do two things. Two things. You gotta deconstruct and reconstruct.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you gotta shed that old behavior out,
Layer. Yeah.
right? And then start to learn the new
Yeah, the
shit.
new shit. And
Yeah.
accept it.
And
And
accept.
accept it. That's
Yeah. Yeah, because
ooh.
there's things that you're not used to.
Yeah,
You don't. You
yeah.
don't. You
Some
don't.
some should be like you thought was outdated,
Right.
Right, right. Your
going
core
against
value. Your core
Yeah.
cognitive
Oh yeah.
dissonance.
What the cognitive?
Yeah,
No. Yeah. Yeah. The cognitive dissonance is crazy because that's like shutting off your brain. You shut it off, and you don't want to hear nothing else, and you don't, that's a lot of what's going on today with in politics, for example. Um, there's a guy who's a fucking, this guy's just a straight grifter, liar, just a horrible, horrible person. And there's people that because they agree with some of the stuff that his core values, right? They agree with some of his core values. They'll 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 give that those crazy things a pass.
Yeah.
And being like, some people are like, they're real law and order, right? Oh, you break the law, then you got to pay for it. So this guy's breaking the law all over the place, but they don't give a shit,
Yep.
right? Cognitive
Mhm.
dissonance. That's it. They choose
They
to say
dismiss.
fuck that and give me this. They want the racist parts of.
Mhm.
They love that because
Mhm.
that's their core
That's their
values.
value.
That's where they come
Mhm.
from, and then everything else out the window.
Right.
They don't give a shit about. They don't give a shit about law and
Nothing.
order.
Nothing
They
else.
care that they are able to say the N word, whenever the hell they want, and treat people that way. This is why they want. They want to make America great again. When the hell was America
Oh
great?
God.
Give me a date. But
Ugh.
you see how, like, this is a whole nation of
Yeah.
people that are like this,
With trauma,
from
who are
trauma. Yeah,
struggling to
yeah,
heal
Yep.
from all of
Bro,
the
this all.
past scars and trauma from their ancestors.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. It all trickles down.
Which it doesn't. It's not just that. We were just talking about this. It's now is in your DNA.
Yeah.
Like, you get people who are born with diabetes.
Yeah.
They're born with, like, that's crazy. Born with
ADHD.
Sad
well,
people. It's babies.
they're born with all types of
What'd you say?
craziness. But what?
Just talking shit.
Yeah, so they, people born with like this craziness, and it just comes from the
The shock. The after effect.
the
What is it?
stress and anxiety and depression. Like, they're born with this stuff,
Yeah.
and they have no shot at life right from
Yeah.
being born, because then there's no resources to take care of
Mhm.
that, right? You
Mhm.
not you don't get good schooling, you don't eat well.
No, you're put under a category.
Well, yeah, and then but then that's a different thing, right? Because some people have the ADHD and a neurodivergence.
But I'm saying even people with depression, like there's people who have active depression.
Yeah.
But you sit there and you tell another person that I have depression, even if it's active, they're already putting you in a box.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. The
They're already
labeling, the
putting you.
labeling. Yeah. Well, because you you're not able to be a productive member of society, and that just means working. That just
Mhm.
means a worker,
Mhm.
right? Productive member just means a worker, because the government doesn't give a shit about anything else that you do other than making money. Well, it's not even the government; it's just the elite,
Yeah.
right? It's the elite, and then the people in government protect those elite. That's where they get their money from.
Mhm.
And then we got to deal with what we got to deal with today. Being born with all types of shit, we're not really. And so it's easy for families to just sweep shit under the rug,
Yeah.
beat each other up, yell at each other,
Yeah.
right? And then I've heard this I heard this all the time. Well, my mom beat the shit out of me, and look, I came out okay.
Mhm.
Like, oh my god, that's crazy.
No, nigga, you came
That's
out
so
beating your own
sad.
kids.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so
it's
sad.
wild. It's wild
That's
that
so
people
sad.
say that. I've seen somebody say that on an Instagram post that I put up, and I just my like, he was coming at me, telling me that I'm soft for having some compassion, right? And he says, "Nah, fuck that. My mom beat the shit out of me. I came out good." And I'm like, "Yo, bro, heal, man, heal. You could, you'll be all right."
Yeah, passing that one down is crazy.
I mean, how is it? I don't understand how people beat their kids. And
Bro,
you know that
it's
this happened to them, because this is why they're doing it.
right.
And then they
It's
knew.
actually very
Right.
easy.
Say it again.
It's actually very easy.
Right.
Right. No,
It's
it's easy.
instant.